Victoria.
I know we're ready because Victoria goes like this. I'm Aglia.
Hi, I'm Laura.
And we're here for what? What are we doing?
Together
So,
we are uncovering
uncovering
reality.
reality.
Woo!
Victoria, you didn't join in.
Oh, okay, again. And together we are
Uncovering
uncovering
reality.
reality. Boo, boo, boo. So,
So today we're gonna discuss Celebrity Big Brother. Whatever is going on in the house. It's already 7 or 8 days. Let's go. Something's happening. Some plates are flying around. Some people are getting angry and upset. So we're gonna uncover everything, all the secrets that are in the house. So Victoria and Laura are body language consultants, experts, analysts, and they going to answer a few of my questions. So Victoria and Laura, tell us more. What have you seen so far in the house? What do you think is happening there?
Well, it's where to start. There is so much.
Laura, start maybe
okay.
with characters. Which one is your favorite?
See. Do you know what? I don't have a favorite. I have people that I dislike least.
Which
Because
one?
um, I think I actually quite like Kirsty, Ali, and I quite like Gabby as well. I think she's quite genuine. I think when she's been having her rows, you could see true anger on her face, and you could see when she was upset, she was actually upset. They were genuine sadness as opposed to just, fake tears and so on. So I like her the most. I think it's interesting. I think my two least favorite would be Natalie, shockingly, and probably Roxanne.
What? Where are you putting
Really?
Rodrigo?
I don't like Rodrigo either, but
That's what I mean. How is he not in your top? I hate you.
because Natalie's so much worse than him. And
Really?
I find Roxanne completely inauthentic at all times. It's like she's practiced those facial expressions. She's practiced everything that she's doing, and I don't believe any of it's genuine.
She's acting all the time.
Yeah, I don't believe any of it is how. I mean, obviously she can't. Some of it must be what she's feeling, but it comes across as massively inauthentic or fake to me. It really does.
Hmm. I will keep my opinion for later because I have different opinion. Victoria, what is your favorite and least favorite housemates?
Well, she's already said the least favorite. Victoria's terrible with names.
Oh, you can just describe how they look.
No,
Maybe.
no. I don't want to describe how they look.
Your
Okay,
least favorite
Rodrigo, is that?
is Rodrigo, yeah?
I don't want to
He's
describe.
a funny
I
one.
don't want to describe Rodrigo. No, the thing is that he drinks cockroach milk.
I knew it's a true story. I was like, I know it's true because Hollywood has such a silly diet sometimes.
Mm.
And
Well, to be fair,
he was talking to the new character, the washing machine. No, is it the washing machine? So so I think that's my favorite character.
Which one? Oh, which one?
The washing machine. I cannot read her at all.
Which one is the washing machine?
There's a washing machine that talks. Have
Oh,
you
you mean in the Big Brother diary room?
what?
what
Sorry,
was in that talk?
washing machine. Laura, do you understand what she's saying?
I was thinking,
No,
I've
no.
not watched that
I
episode.
don't understand. Please repeat.
So okay. So here's the situation. I'm just gonna come clean. Here's the situation.
Did you wash yourself in washing machine?
Did-
I'm so sorry. This is the situation. I haven't been able to watch the full, like, I'm not up to date. So I've been watching clips, and there is a clip where Rodrigo spills a secret to a washing machine.
Okay.
Oh wow, I've not watched it.
Oh my god, no. So basically, right? So these are little clips that you can find online in Channel 5, because we watched this from the UK. And basically, right, Rodrigo goes and the washing machine tells Rodrigo, if you find dirt on someone that you know the least, like you have to go and convince someone that you have talked to that person the least, and then get information out of them. And if you do, I'll give you ice cream and
Oh, we got a secret task.
champagne.
That might actually be a clip from tonight's episode. That's what.
Ah,
I
that
don't
makes
know. That
sense. Oh my god, that is happening right now. So,
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
well, there's no spoiler because they didn't say anything. You're supposed to find that out today, I guess. But
It's already 10 o'clock, so people have watched it anyway.
the thing that I find very interesting is that for what I've seen so far, he is zero genuine. He went on a pod where he had to lie, and they found out real quick that, like, he's a really bad liar. And then he actually got someone to trust him to say a secret. How does that even work? So I'm curious about that tonight to see how that works. And then there's the washing machine that talks.
Do you not think
Oh.
that Rodrigo's just like a sheep, though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
but
He's
just
yeah.
a follower.
I quite like him, but I think he's very influenced by Natalie because Natalie is such a bad and she just takes the energy of people, and he's something like a sponge.
Yeah.
And he grabs her energy, so he's quiet and she just dominates him all the time. That's why they hang out together. What do you think about their relationship, Natalie and Rodrigo?
Well, it's not a relationship, is it?
Friendship.
It's not a friendship.
Well,
He's her
how
champion.
Wait, which one is Natalie? 1 second.
Natalie's the shouty one.
Oh, Natalie, she's like, you don't mess with me, bitch. Like, yeah. Well, she was saying, well, if you come, I'll find you. You don't come find me, something. And she just had like telling everyone what to do. Why is she telling people what to? So why is she telling people what to do? Like, if she owns the house?
She really is, and she told Chloe that she did not deserve to be there because she wasn't a celebrity. And I'm like, you're not a celebrity. No one in the UK knows who you are, or very few people would know who you are. And
I don't know who she is.
she talked about how she sat in her chair like she owned the chair. So there's an absolute massive amount of entitlement there with that girl.
Hashtag maybe a bit of narcissism somewhere there. I don't know.
Yeah. She's not a narcissist herself. She's definitely displaying some narcissistic traits.
Yep.
But to be fair, to go on Celebrity Big Brother, you've probably got to have a lot of narcissistic traits to want to do that anyway. So.
Or missing.
so if I want to go on a reality TV show, that means I'm a narcissist?
No. God, no.
It's just some sort of, it's traits that you want to be known, and it's that grandiose kind of thing of you want to be someone who's famous and so on. All of those fit into a narcissistic trait. That doesn't make you a narcissist whatsoever. It just means that you like attention.
Like people with YouTube channels.
Do you think, yeah, I mean, they are entertainers, performers, right? But do you think being a narcissist is such a bad thing, or does everybody has a narcissistic qualities?
Oh wait, I want to intervene here. So there's a difference between having narcissistic traits and being a narcissist. So having narcissistic traits, a lot of people have them. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to have some sort of narcissistic traits, because that grandiose feeling of, oh, I'm going to change the world, or, oh, people are going to be following me. I'm this leader. So you have to have some sort of narcissist traits. However, being a narcissist, having a narcissist personality disorder is a different thing, because it's a bunch of those traits that are all together, including the fact that you have lack of empathy. You do have some sense of regret, but that lack of empathy makes it so you can do things that hurt other people, and it's okay for you. And then you can fall into sociopath and psychopath that also have narcissist personality disorder. But yeah,
you can be a narcissist without being a sociopath or psychopath.
correct.
Yeah.
So you can be a narcissist and not a sociopath, but a sociopath is a narcissist. And then there's loads of narcissism. Yeah, so you have that one who's a narcissist that's more obvious, the one that we are more accustomed to see. But then you have the other narcissism that is more like you victimize yourself, because the whole thing about narcissism is that you have very low self-esteem and you regulate your self-esteem with other people. So you need to have other people giving you approval and appraisal and all these sort of things so you can regulate your low self-esteem. So it's people with incredibly low self-esteem that tend to have this.
But we all have egos, so we all have some sort of narcissistic traits in some sense, you know?
Yeah.
We all have that. But I think for me, what narcissists can be very dangerous to the wrong sort of people. So empaths, for example, those who have a high capacity for empathy, and those who have high agreeable personality types, that they're people pleasers. So
Like Rodrigo.
Yeah. So this is me. I would hate to be in that situation because I would just want it would be toxic for me. It would drain me of all of my energy because I would try and please them. And I think to a point that's what that Chloe's doing. She's scared of her and she's just trying to pacify her by doing nothing. But by doing nothing, then that angers her even more. And
Although, to be honest, Chloe did try to say something back to her, and
yeah,
it was just Roxanne holding her, like trying to say, Shh, it's fine, don't say anything to
yeah,
anger her more. I feel maybe she kept quiet in a way because she's just a quiet girl in general, and also she's quite young, so maybe she just felt a bit more intimidated. But I can see that I think if she was a bit more mature and older, she might have stood up for herself.
yeah. Maybe I do think that all of them are pacifying her. Like you saw Sally, is it Sally, the psychic woman?
Mm-hmm.
She would she was sat listening to both of them, and she was like, "I like you both." But then when Natalie's in the diary room, she's like, "Oh, that girl is hard work and all this sort of thing." So a lot of them are really walking on eggshells around her, and trying to pacify her.
Do
And
you
I
think
think
Sally,
sorry.
sorry, do you think Sally is like what you say pacifier, but she's kind of like a diplomat. She was like in this conversation shooting fire. So she's trying to keep everyone kind of not fighting, and she just tries to make everyone. It just sounds to me like Sally, she tries to be neutral a bit more.
I think they all try and do that because they want to look good. I think they're all scared of Natalie to some degree. I think they're scared of her blowing up. I don't think they want another argument. And I would do I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. They have to live with that. That constant arguing would be toxic and draining. So I would do the same. I'd appease the hell out of her to stop her screaming and shouting. Like, whatever you want, Natalie, yeah, just don't scream. So
So, like today, I was just working out and I was watching the Big Brother, and Natalie was screaming in my ears, and I was thinking, and that aggravated me. And I was thinking, what am I doing watching this Big Brother? It's really getting into my head. So, what do you think people in UK who are watching Big Brother like every day and like really into it and not thinking how it affects them? How do you think it might affect them, and how does like this kind of a reality TV affect the people's lives?
Vic, do you want to take this one?
Oh, I thought you were asking the people that are watching us.
Oh yeah.
How do you think
I'm
how do you think it affects us? Well, what you're saying is absolutely correct. A lot of emotions are contagious. There's something called the facial feedback hypothesis, which is basically if you have a friend of yours and the person is crying, your muscles on your face start replicating what they see, and so you actually start feeling sad as well. And that's kind of the basis of empathy. So if you're seeing that on TV, you're watching a TV show where people are crying, and then you're crying as well, because you see that they're crying, or you have high empathy, so you also will feel what they're feeling. You're definitely gonna be how will you say that? That feeling's gonna be contagious. So that would be my take on that. So yeah, so if you're watching something that people are screaming all the time and they're being stressful all the time, you're gonna get stressed and you're gonna be hyper. Um, and there's lots of things like priming as well. There's lots of research. There's one really cool one that they prime people with words that were related to elderly people. So basically, these people had to sit down and they had all these words and they have to unscrabble them. And all the words were related to old people. And so that was one group, and the other one had to unscrabble neutral words. And then they measure the time that the people, when they finished the task, that they took leaving the room. And the people that had unscrabbled, that were primed with elderly words, they took longer, they walked slower than the people that were primed with neutral words. So yeah, all these things, the priming, being empathetic, facial feedback hypothesis, all this makes it so what you see affects you and your emotions and how you do things.
It's a little bit like a placebo effect kind of thing.
Well,
Yeah, like the negative placebo effect in that it makes you stress.
or positive. So Natalie, so I saw Natalie for a bit, and definitely she's very stressful and screaming, and that will make you stressed and uneasy. So yeah, definitely like that. What about Hardeep's? Have you seen? I don't know if this is from tonight or if it was from before. Have you seen his jokes?
I haven't seen his jokes, but I do think he's a very interesting character.
Oh my god, I love his
Have
jokes.
social skills at all. I don't think.
No, he. Have you seen that Egle when he's saying the jokes?
Yes, they're very offensive.
Oh, well,
People
we
got offended in the house by him
how
a
many
lot.
how many jokes has he said? I just saw one clip when he was saying some jokes. So basically,
Some of them are good.
well, what I
Mhm.
saw, it's not like they're good or they're not bad, but basically, he gets very offended when people don't get the jokes, which is interesting, and also he doesn't understand that people are feeling uncomfortable and not liking the jokes. So
Exactly.
he cannot read people at all. So just from that little clip, I was like, this guy cannot read people. He doesn't have empathy, or at least he might have empathy, but not high empathy. And
I have to disagree because, to be honest, maybe from those clips that you watched,
just from
what
those clips,
I have to say that there were a few things. The reason why he's in the house because he apparently touched a woman inappropriately, and she has complained or something like that in the past. But that was like
Allegedly.
many, many years ago, right?
hmm
But what I saw from all those clips, for example, he snores loud at night. So someone complained. So that night, when someone complains, he just quietly went outside to sleep outside. And when guys came outside to ask him, why are you sleeping outside? He's like, no, I'm just looking at the stars. I'm not sleeping. But you could see that he's took it to his heart when people criticized him.
yeah, but that
I feel
doesn't.
he's really sensitive.
Yeah, but that doesn't make him
Does it-
so that doesn't make him being empathetic, because he could have
No?
shame. No, because he could have shame because he's being judged by other people while he's snoring. And also, he doesn't have to be a terrible, like, the fact that you're not empathetic doesn't mean that you're a horrible person and you want to be mean to other people. It just means that you have a lower capacity of reading other people's emotions. So you
I think he
have.
does have some empathy. I think he does because he started crying when they were talking about the dads, Roxanne and Chloe's dads. So he did start crying at that. But I totally agree with you. He cannot read a room. He cannot read people. He does not know how to give have appropriate reactions to things and how to understand that he's making people uncomfortable. I mean, he started crying and said, I feel sorry for the dads because they were saying that they're both estranged from theirs. Well, there may be a good reason that they're estranged from their fathers, as they told him. And he was like, I
Right.
just feel so bad for the dads.
Sorry, 1 second. He was crying about someone else's dad, and then he related back to him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, narcissistic. But
So how is that? Is that being empathetic or is that being self-centered? Which one is
Yeah.
it?
I don't know, to be honest, but I think there's a level of empathy there. It's just that the issue is the social skills, the fact that he doesn't seem to understand that people are uncomfortable, that he doesn't
Definitely not.
have a filter on what's appropriate to say and what's not appropriate to say. And then I actually felt really bad for him when he got nominated, and you could see he was gutted, and he was really hurt by it. But what do you expect when you make people feel really uncomfortable?
Yeah.
I quite like what he said, the way he reacted. He said, you know what, you shouldn't be surprised. You come here to the room. I'm very torn with Hadi. Like, I like him, but I also don't like him. Because I feel sometimes that he's very annoying to the girls.
Yeah,
Like,
because he doesn't
Yeah.
read the room.
Because
Okay.
he's just inappropriate. He doesn't know what to say.
Yeah, guys,
but
I need to
yeah,
go get my charger. So keep on
Yeah.
the
no,
conversation. I'll be right back.
cool.
Keep on the
We're waiting
conversation.
for
No,
Victoria.
keep on the conversation.
But I
We're
thought it
waiting
was
for.
interesting what
We're
Sally
waiting.
said, that he uses his intelligence almost as a way of manipulating people in conversation. Because up to that point, I hadn't seen enough to know if that was true. But I thought it was an interesting point and something to look at if he hasn't left tonight.
Yes, so Laura, it seems that anyone who nominated him from the room were girls. Guys seem to like him somehow, maybe because he doesn't offend their feelings, but the women somehow didn't quite click with him.
No, I think that's because again he doesn't understand boundaries. He doesn't understand what's appropriate to say and what's not appropriate to say.
Hmm. What do you think when he said to Chloe, he said to her, you are young and you are doing a 3-page, job, and he kind of looked at her as his own daughter and kind of thought, I could see, he was trying to say that it's not the right thing to do, and she obviously got offended because she said this is my job and why is he criticizing my career and stuff.
Yeah, well, he's got no right to criticize somebody's job. It's not his judgment to make. So I understand why she got irritated by that. I also
Yeah.
understand the viewpoint of if it's your daughter, would you be happy with that? But she's not his daughter. It's not his place to talk about it. That's just another prime example of his lack of boundaries. And he said it's the objectification of women. And it irritates me that people say that, yet will objectify women with the words that they're using. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say you don't want this, but then you do other things. Like you've got to have a consistent policy to it.
So do you think him saying that her being on the 3rd page is like kind of objectifying women, and does that actually show that he's he's obviously against it, but do you think that's like he shouldn't have said that like that, because I feel like he was coming like from a fatherly figure to her.
But he's not her father and her career. And no matter what your viewpoints are on it, it's not his place to say it. And so this is the thing. There's a difference. I was reading something on Twitter the other day, and it stuck with me. And it was like there's a difference between free speech and the freedom of speech and free speech. So yes, you can say you have the right to say, anything, but do you need to say everything you think? No, you don't. He's documented against page 3. He said that himself. So you don't need to say it to the person because how is that going to benefit her? How is it going to help? It's not. So just keep it to yourself. He doesn't have that inner monologue to know, well, this is not a helpful comment and this may potentially upset the person I'm talking to.
Yeah.
So, you're back, Victoria.
Hello. Sorry, I went to get my charger. My computer was dying.
So let's talk about the 2 guys who didn't get any nomination, which is Ben and Dan. No, is it Ben? I think the one who's always joking, and I think Ben and Dan.
I don't.
And
Okay.
Ben.
I'm gonna give an update on that. 3 hours ago, Ben has got the hots for Little Rock. So cute.
What?
Ben hots for Roxana. Oh yeah,
For Roxana.
Ben. So Ben is the guy that I told you he's always like laughing, and he quite liked her Roxana because she's very caring, and I could see that side of her, that she's quite caring. She looked after Chloe and stuff.
Ben is the one that was on Married at First Sight or something.
Yeah, that's right. That's the one. And Dan is the hunky one.
Isn't Ben hunky one? He's quite.
Dan.
Dan's the one from The Only Way is Essex and so on. I've got to be honest, I'm not a fan of either. I'm really not. I don't know with Dan. I don't think he's a bad guy, but I think he's that thing with him and Gabby.
Do you think something happened between them?
I don't have enough evidence to say either way. I don't think so. But do you think that he wanted to? Yes. Some of the stuff that he said and how he's acted, I think have been a little bit like I don't know if he's trying to work it out with his wife or not, or he's single, but it's disrespectful anyway. He's got children with her, and Gabby's very much kept up that boundary. So no,
She
I
has,
don't think
hasn't she?
he has a great amount of personality, if I'm honest. So he doesn't really interest me, and I haven't seen enough of that Ben. I've just seen a few of the interactions, and I do not believe he's being genuine. He just straight. I'm going to trust my gut there because I think that's probably like my limbic brain talking to me. And when he's talking to Roxanne, I don't believe it.
Yeah, because he's been married from the first sight, and then he ran away from that woman basically when they moved in. He just ran away from her
Yeah.
the first night.
Didn't he get else allegedly? They say in papers that he got somebody else pregnant while he was married to that
Oh,
woman. I don't know.
maybe they had sex, but I'm not sure if he got her pregnant.
Well, that was a headline that I read. So.
Victoria, any new updates that you can see?
Oh, let me tell you. Oh, a big tease. Rodrigo's secret mission. Oh,
So
no, it's the same thing about the washing machine. What about Kirsty? What do you think, Kirsty? Because Kirsty is a big star. How?
I love her.
Yeah,
I love her so much. I really, really like her.
So I have a question. So for the people who are just because obviously I don't know people for you people from YouTube that don't know me and I don't know you. This is probably the second time that I actually watch a reality TV show. So I'm not very familiar with the whole reality TV show arena. I'm getting taught. So how does someone like Kirsty end up in a house with the other people?
They get offered a shed load of money. That's how.
I think so.
Okay,
so what do you think about Kirsty? I thought it was gonna be something more like da 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 da. But okay. So what are your takes?
An absolute ton of money.
Yeah.
I really like her. She seems fair. I like how when Natalie really dislikes her, and every time she tries to say something to her, Natalie is like, no, I refuse to do this, and she deals with it so calmly. It was like the cleaning thing. She was like, why don't everybody just clean up after themselves? And she's like, okay, you can do that. So everybody else, and it was like she does not rise to it. She remains calm at all times, and I think that's actually like really admirable because I don't think I could.
To be fair, she's probably dealt with loads of divas throughout her life. So
that was true, and I thought it was really interesting what she was saying about Patrick Swayze and like all the other Hollywood stars that she's met and so on. It's really interesting, I think.
And kiss them and stuff.
So yeah, I like her.
What do you think of Victoria?
I like her.
You like her, yeah.
I can't give a massive analysis beyond the little clips that I've seen because I need to get updated. So for the next one that we're going to be doing, I'm going to be talking a lot because I'm going to get properly updated.
Yes. But I think it's going to be interesting as we go along because right now they don't seem to have created there's small cliques that are forming, but they're still not really. They're still kind of getting to know one another. So in the next week, what's going to be really interesting is to see how those relationships change because we're already seeing fractions between Rodrigo and Natalie. I think it'd be interesting to see what happens between Gabby and Dan, Roxanne and Ben, if that's a showmance or not. We'll have to see. You know, and that how the older kind of because that Nick, is he called Nick? He's very, very quiet. We haven't seen much of him. I haven't seen much of Ryan as well. He hasn't said much, and you could see him getting frustrated last night. So I think there's a lot more to come from it. But I thought it was very, very
So,
interesting that they took a very political stance on the first few days, with them being the
yeah.
president. The border exercise was, I just caught up with that last night, and I was like, whoa, because they had to Vic, just so for you and those who's not watched it at home, they had to be on border control like the situation in America, and to look out for people trying to get across the border. And it was like, it was guys wearing a Putin mask and just shorts running around. It was very bizarre.
Oh my god, that's so not politically correct.
Oh, not at all. But it was, I think it was an interesting. They've definitely gone for more of a shock factor. Um, so it's going to be quite interesting to see.
It will be. So this week, I think Hardeep or Natalie is going to be evicted. My last question is, who do you think is going to be evicted?
Hardeep.
Was it vote to save or vote to leave?
I think people are voting who they want to save.
Oh, who they
Then
want to save? Natalie.
no, if they're voting to save, I think Hardeep will go. If they're
Wait,
voting
what?
to Natalie. So the way that it works is they can really work with the vote, because if it's vote to save, people will be like, well, Natalie's creating drama, so I want
So
to keep seeing.
yeah, that's what I mean. You want to see more drama, so you keep her.
Yeah. So, but if it's vote to leave, she could end up leaving because less people are going to vote for Hardeep to leave.
Ah, look at you, reality TV strategist.
Very interesting. You know what? I really would save Hardeep, to be honest. Like I really hope that Natalie goes because she just creates. I feel really sorry for the housemates.
Yeah. And it is a little bit like the Natalie show with everything revolving around her. So it might be a
She
good thing
needs
for
her
her.
own show.
Yeah, and then we can
Well,
see a
that's
bit more.
why she's there. That's what she wants.
True. She's getting value. They're getting value for money from her. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, ladies, if you have anything else to add, please do. But
Let's keep watching and check back for our next one when we've got a lot more detailed analysis.
Yeah.
There's some more arguments, I'm sure, and some more drama. So
Ooh, and I want to find out what the gossip was.
yeah, so keep watching and we'll see you next week.
See you guys next week.
bye.
Bye. Thank you for being here. Oh, remember to follow, subscribe, and all the things.
Oh,
And
subscribe.
comment.
Click the button below and subscribe. Thanks, Victoria.
And questions for next time.
Questions, button, like, subscribe. Okay, bye. Bye, guys.